Greetings from San Fernando Valley, porno capital of the United States. Pretty soon we're going to suffer another new year. Same as the last fucking year. It'll be exactly the same. Maybe worse. But we'll be happy. Because we don't care. Joanne will get rid of all of her programs. We'll never see her again. She'll be blissfully happy. She's insane now, but she'll be blissfully happy then. Joan will have killed her husband, drowned the kids, and will have an ashram at her house. All 5,000 square feet of it. In Berryville, Virginia, population 15. Just outside of that huge town, what is it, Fredericksburg or Wickenburg or some burg with a huge population of 10,000 people, right outside of Washington, D.C., power center of the world. Then we'll make our move. Sarin in the subways, just like the Chinese. We'll show them what a real cult can do. Get the Kool-Aid ready. Happy New Year. Almost. Got a comment left on the blog today by Randy. And Randy said, you shouldn't talk about your experience because people will listen to your experience and compare their experience to your experience. And he says that's why he doesn't have a teacher, because he doesn't want to compare his experience, I guess, to a teacher's experience and be bothered by all that. But you know, there's no way you can't have a teacher. If you read books by Ramakrishna, by Krishnamurti, by Nisargadatta, by Ramana, you have a teacher. There is none of the great teachers that haven't had a teacher, except Ramana, Robert. They had teachers after they had an awakening, but not before. But almost everybody else has had a teacher. Nisargadatta had a teacher. U.G. Krishnamurti had several teachers, all of whom he rejected. But he still had teachers. He hung around Krishnamurti for many years. He went to see Ramana Maharshi. He had a meeting with Ramana. And he asked Ramana, can you give me what you have? He had no idea what Ramana Maharshi's experience was like. And Ramana replied in a smart-assed way, I can give it to you, but can you take it? What the fuck does that mean? You know, I think I'm one of the few teachers around that does talk about his experience. Everybody else talks in terms of concepts. About the absolute, about the relative, about the I am, about the I word, about the sense of presence. But there's no real experience. They don't talk about much their experiences with their guru. Nisargadatta talks about he trusted his guru. He visited him, but nothing really about their relationship. So Randy said all the greatest teachers taught in silence. Well, you mean like Krishna, who talked to Arjuna on the battlefield constantly, the Bhagavad Gita? You mean like Ramana, who spent 60 years talking about his enlightenment experience? You mean Robert, who left 3,700 pages of text of his talks? Who are these great ones that taught in silence? Who are the greatest ones that taught in silence? They all used words. concepts, and a rare few talked about their experiences. Nisargadatta talked about his experiences in that little booklet, Self-Knowledge and Self-Realization, about his path up to his awakening through devotion, etc. But Randy's wrong. You can't help but compare your experiences with other people's. And if you read books of the teachers, Papaji or whoever, you're always wondering what his experience was because he's not really talking about it. And Krishnamurti talks in questions. What is it like to live without a bounded mind, to live without a thought structure, to live in the immediacy and the passion of the present? Well, I don't know. Tell me, what was your experience, Krishnamurti? So I speak of my experiences rather than concepts. I try to keep the concepts to a minimum, music to a maximum, and my experience, I throw a lot of that in there just because where else can I speak from? There's one other thing. I've never really liked the term master or guru or all of that kind of shit. And I guess that's because of my relationship with Robert. Ramana Maharshi did not have a teacher. And Robert had an awakening before he had a teacher. And then he traveled for many years to find all the nuances of his understanding of what his enlightenment experiences meant. And also Robert had one final awakening, according to Mary, during the last year of his life, and I don't know what that was, and she never told it to me. But over and over again, Robert would tell me, matter of fact, he told me this at the beginning, Ed, I have lots of devotees, but I need a friend, somebody I could talk to. About day-to-day things. He didn't have a friend. And so he made me his friend, and that's our relationship. I wasn't a devotee. He treated me like an equal. He treated me to lunch. We were equals. Like Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield. Krishna driving the cart. Arjuna with the spear and the sword. Arjuna is filled with doubt. And Krishna said, you can either have me as a friend, or you can have my armies to battle for you. And he chose to have Krishna as his friend and mentor. And that's how I relate to you, not as a teacher so much, a guru, but a friend, an equal.